Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, I'm playing the Tier 10 Pan-European destroyer Holland. I've struggled to pick up wins in this game in this ship for whatever reason, but I have generally had pretty decent games and some outstanding games. Whether the game ultimately ended up in a win or loss, uh, aside from that. I thought this was a good example of the gameplay of this ship, so I wanted to highlight it again. Um, although, we do have a lot of other ships other than Tier 10s, especially these days when it's so easy to get a ship to Tier 10. Back when I started it was not easy at all. It took a lot of time and a lot of games. But with all the signals and camos and various ways that you can accelerate the process now, there are a lot of people that just noticing Hayate hasn't moved, so I'm going to ping him.
Teammate, I need your support.
I've, for quite a long time now, I've seen people with, 400 games in Tier 10 ships, and they're just loading up on signals and camos and just racing to Tier 10. And a lot of times they don't really understand the game mechanics or what their ship can do. It's just a race to Tier 10 because there are so many games where whatever the highest tier is, that's kind of where the game really starts. And I think a lot of people come to this game and think that's how it is, that until I get a Tier 10, I'm not really in the game. Which is unfortunate because I think a lot of those people end up getting burned out and really disappointed and leaving the game. Because unless you understand some of the basics of game mechanics and how this game is played and things like angling and how detection works and what overmatch means, really simple basic things if you've been playing the game a long time. But there are a lot of new players that don't know any of that. And for them, this is a point and click shooter that doesn't really have any more depth, despite the fact that we know that it does. Not sure why I got off on that tangent, other than that I often do because of the state of the game. Back to why I wanted to highlight this game. One of the things that I've found myself doing in the early going with Holland was pushing in too far and running into an enemy destroyer that could smoke up. Now, if you take a look at the enemy lineup, yes, there's a CV. That's always a concern, especially when you're out here on a flank by yourself. There's no way I'm going to avoid all these. Just have to suck it up and eat one.
Engine boost activated.
So that tells me we got a Holland over here.
Problem solved, sir.
Right? Just the number of torpedoes and how fast they came on. Normally I could have avoided most everybody else's torpedoes, but that one just wasn't going to happen. He guessed where I was, and he guessed correctly, and I ate a torpedo. But Holland's got heals, so I'll just do what I can, stay in the game. And you can see that I'm kind of angled away now, and that's so that I don't run into him, get myself spotted, and then have the Ohio and whatever else is hiding back there behind the smoke now, shooting at me and finishing me off when I don't have any way to stop it. So that takes me back to what I was saying a minute ago. I found myself getting caught by DDs that could outspot me and at need could smoke. And in this ship you really don't have that option. You can't smoke up in these things. So your best bet in these things is to do everything you can to remain unseen. So you see I dropped the torpedoes and I'm turning away. Now I'm spotting these guys, and there's a lot of value in that so that the team knows where they are. But Smolensk, Ohio, and Colombo, yeah, that's not a combination I want to get any closer to. I know some of those torpedoes are going to hit. I know that's definitely going to hurt. Don't think I'm going to sink in because the torpedoes on these ships don't do a whole lot of damage. But yeah, almost 24,000 damage.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
And Arnopoly's unhappy because, I guess because the team wasn't doing what he wanted. Now we've got a Nevsky and a Montana, as you can see back there on the A line. I'm honestly not sure what they're doing back there. I presume they're trading fire with the Ohio, Colombo, and Smolensk, but
All stations requesting fire support.
they don't really have any farther north they can run, so I'm just saying, hey guys, you know, I could use some close support here. But you see I'm keeping my distance,
Fire on the designated target.
keeping myself positioned to be able to run and disengage. Aircraft carriers trying to spot me, they know I'm out here. And I imagine his teammates were pinging or saying, hey, we got a DD out here, and that's why he swung the aircraft out here. Because they can't see anything, they just saw my torpedoes, but they know that there was a destroyer here, so he had a look. And one of the beauties of the torpedoes on this thing is that they've got great range, 15 kilometers range. Means there's a chance of hitting that Colombo. And there's one hit. And our Smolensk takes out their Shima, our Kurfürst takes out their Yoshino, and they're down 2 ships. CV's coming back across. I'm going to go ahead and engage. These guys are quite a ways away now. Ohio's at 17.5, Colombo at 13.5. He's just going to withdraw his aircraft, and that's fine. Now I've told the red ships right where I'm at, so I'm going to reposition here. You can see where the Halland is, so I don't have to worry about him so much now. And it's unlikely that I'll hit the Hindenburg, but I'm going to flood that lane, because as you saw, these torpedoes are fast enough that even if he's got hydro up, he may not be able to dodge them.
All stations requesting fire support.
So if he's got hydro up, he's seeing them probably right about now. But you can see how fast those things are moving. And I do manage to tap him with one. And I think it's time for me to get a little bit closer to the action as far as the center caps. One of the things that I consider this ship really good at is shepherding the red team. So that's really what I'm trying to do. I've had some help. You can see where the Nevsky's at, where the Montana's at now. But we've pushed all the ships that were on the 1 and 2 line. We've pushed all of them in. Indy's the only thing left out here. And as long as I can help keep him spotted, we might be able to finish him off. He's behind the island. He's going to be doing everything he can not to get blapped as their Petro finishes our Kurfürst. And I'm just, again, putting torpedoes between the 2 islands. Anybody who's traversing back there. Real hope is to catch that Halland that's cruising around back there. Our Smolensk finishes their Petro, their Smolensk finishes our Goudenloo, and our Montana finishes that Hindi. And now we are down 2 ships, the bad guys are down 5. And I feel like I've done my job on this side. Has it been flashy? Has it been spectacular? No. But it's been effective. My presence out here, the ship continuing to throw torpedoes, that threat alone has assisted in moving their big ships off of this flank.
Teammate, I need your support.
Hoping Montana will move outside just a little. I'm sure he's worried about the Halland. You can see the last known position, Echo 4. I'm going to speed up here in case he's there and throws torpedoes. And I've got guns ready. Maybe I catch him here. Yep. I did, but not in the way that I thought. He's moving away. Spotted by our Shima. So I don't want to give my position away. I'm just going to try and get closer.
Attention. Reporting a target's position. Enemy cruiser detected.
Nevsky's firing on the Colombo. See a lot of torpedoes chasing after that Halland. Moving my way a little bit now, so I'll be able to get guns on him before too much longer. And then he's going to clear this little lane, and I can throw torpedoes between that gap where he's crossing right now. And now he won't spot them. He'll be out of there before the torpedoes reach their target. And maybe I catch the Ohio crossing there. We'll see. And I'm just going to continue to speed this way. I know he's here, and he's got help. Now, I don't know where the gearing is actually at, but you know, you can see where the marker is on the mini-map. There's the Halland. Just wait till he's fully detected. And that Ohio, he's trying to heal up. My torpedoes are really looking good.
All stations, concentrate fire on that target.
Got Nevsky back here. Hopefully he's going to be helping me. I'm turning away so that I can avoid his torpedoes. Just trying to keep my guns on target.
We sank an enemy destroyer. Torpedoes to starboard. We got 2 of them. We destroyed an enemy battleship.
And I did catch the Ohio
Thank
and
you.
finished off the Halland. Looks like no torpedoes from the Halland. And now this is all over with the shouting. Our Nevsky's really banged up. He's probably going to get sunk, but he did a heck of a job pushing around this corner with me. Really helped a lot. See if I can help him by shooting some aircraft down. Just too many of them.
Victory is in sight.
Yeah, RFDR, he's in a tough spot. The gearing's over there.
Deactivated.
He's not worried, as you can see, but gearing's it's a great ship. In fact, I think the next video I put together is going to be a gearing video. It's one of my favorites. I consider it maybe the most well-rounded Tier 10 tech tree destroyer. 15 kilometers range on these torpedoes. Just taking a look at his trajectory, you can see he's turning out a little bit. But it's right at the edge of my range. And if he heads toward that island at all, maybe I catch him. Speed up, head that way. Gearing does take out our Roosevelt, which is, that's not good for us, obviously, but now that the Smolensk is gone, thank you, Nevsky, we have with the loss of our Hayate, we've got a 5-2 advantage. There's just really no way that the bad guys are going to recover. They're down almost 700 points, and that's only going to get worse. I'm not going to be able to reach the gearing, but somebody will. And wonder of wonders, if the torpedoes have the range, I think I might pick up the Hakuyu here. Getting some help from some people's shells. Like I mentioned earlier, these don't do a lot of damage. That's going to do it. Well, like I said, not flashy, but I think a good example of how to play this ship effectively. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for spending a little time with me. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.